Hey, good afternoon, fam. Good afternoon. Hope all is well with everybody. Hope all is well with everybody. Listen, it's been a minute, right, since I went over some raw data with you guys, right? Excuse me, guys. It's raining out here in Maryland. It's more windy than anything. A little bit of drizzle, but the show must go on. Okay. So, this article, this is on Yahoo right here. I'm looking at right here. It says U.S. foreclosures increase annually in Q3 2025, up 17%. Let me repeat that for you one more time. U.S. foreclosures increased in Q3 2025, up 17%. Okay? Based on the data from the ATTOM Q3 2025 U.S. foreclosure market report. U.S. foreclosure activity increased by 17% annually in the third quarter of 2025. This upward trend, which has occurred over consecutive quarters, signals potential financial strain for homeowners, though overall activity levels remain below historical average. Right? Bank repossession, completed foreclosures jumped 33% year over year, with lenders repossessing 11,723 properties in Q3. 11,000 homes was repossessed, and there's still some that's probably about to go through it, right? Why am I talking about this? Because when I do a lot of videos and talking about these, so I remember, I believe it was last year when I did a video about people who are buying these homes at 6%, 7%, right? And for the life of me, I was like, why are you all buying these houses at this rate? It doesn't make any sense. And I've had people get on here and say, oh, why are you trying to stop people from living their life and living their dreams? Oh, this, oh, that, right? Oh, you just don't want people to have a home. I even had one young lady went off on me on YouTube. Sir, do you have a home? Do you have a home? And I told her, no, absolutely do not have a mortgage. I don't have a mortgage. And the reason why my brokerage account is as hefty as it is right now is because I don't have a mortgage. Okay? Some of y'all have taken your life savings and putting it down into buying these homes. Some of you have spent $100,000 down payment to buy this home, and now it's getting repossessed, right? I have a prospect right now. She's a doctor, he's an IT person, and they have a home in somewhere in Montgomery County. I forget what city it is, but it's a very, very nice neighborhood, nice zip code. Okay, and their mortgage is a couple of $100 away from $9,000 a month. Okay, it's $1 million home. And I asked them, I was like, hey, why did y'all buy this house? Why do you feel the need to buy this house? Oh, we want our kids to go to, good schools and be in a good area. I'm like, at the detriment of yourself, at the detriment of your financial future. Okay, you're gonna live in other neighborhood and probably spend less putting your children into private school. You understand? So no, I don't truly believe that was the reason. I believe they wanted that particular house. It's a flex because it's a very nice house. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very, very nice house. But I'm afraid for them because I don't know how long a person who works a regular job, because these are not entrepreneurs, these are not big time business people, they work a regular job, and your pay is your pay. You understand? It's not like if you're a business owner or you are an entrepreneur or you in commission where you can grind one month, 2 months and make $100,000 that month or so. It's not that. With a regular job, your pay is your pay, right? And let me swing around for a second and show you guys something. Because I want to touch on this for a second, right? You guys can see it behind me already, right? Give me a second. I'm going to show you this, right? These are new constructions, okay? These are new apartments over here, right? Right, do this. What these developers are realizing is people are coming to the realization that the house thing doesn't make sense. There's so many development lately for apartment complex. As a matter of fact, they make it so attractive, they give you everything. Like as I'm walking by right now, I see a GNC. You guys can see a dry cleaning right here underneath the apartment building, right? Starbucks over there, Papa John's. Like everything you need is within where you live, right? There's a little restaurant you guys can see. What is this? Di Pasquale's Italian Market. You guys can see that, right? Everything you need, they make it close to where you live. They make it very attractive, make it convenient for you. And these are nice apartments, right? I've visited these apartments, right? So they're realizing, and which is crazy because I've been talking about this for a minute, like, I don't think in this environment it's a good time to be buying a home. You know, Warren Buffett made a statement years ago. Years. I think this was like in the 80s or 90s, somewhere around there, right? If you're buying a house and your interest that they're giving you is 4% or more, you're not ready to buy. If you're buying a house and the interest they're giving you is 4% or and above, you are not ready to buy. And we're in 2025 and people still don't take that sound advice from a multi-billionaire, right? I talked about this a while ago. I said, so let's use that prospect, for example, that I'm marketing right now, that I'm prospecting right now, right? Think about it for a second, because I do a lot of conversation about this. Why don't you rent and spend that difference of what you was gonna pay into a mortgage, into an investment vehicle that's yielding you at least 6 to 8%, right? And do that for the next 10 or 15 years. And then by that time, depends on what kind of house you're looking to get, you can possibly buy your house cash, no interest, no mortgage payment, right? No interest, no mortgage payment. It's all yours. All you have to be worried about is your taxes every single year. And in doing so, you've also now have a compounding interest machine already built up, that even after you took some of the money out, money is still growing in there for you. It's a particular product that I use, for that. If you're interested in that, you guys can message me. You can text me at 443-208-5480. That's 443-208-5480. We can kind of like go over that. Or you can email me at evolve@titanevolutiongroup.com, or go to my site, which is titanevolutiongroup.com. I was looking at a few things. So let's use my client, for example, the prospect. They're paying almost $9,000 a month for mortgage. Let's say worst case scenario, they bought a house that's $5,000 a month. And now they take that remainder $4,000 and pump it into this particular product. I have no doubt in my mind that in the next 10 or 15 years, they'll be able to buy a house for well over $1 million cash and still have some money left over because of the power of compounding interest in that particular vehicle. Okay? But a lot of us live in this society, this environment now, where we want it today. We want it today. Okay? And not only do we want it today, we want a particular thing today. We want to flex to everybody that we got this going on and we got that going on, right? Okay? Nothing makes me feel better than when somebody go at me in reference to why I don't have a home. And the first thing I say, hey, what's in your 401k balance right now? Because I can show you my brokerage account. Okay? 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 Right now, the average person can't even think about retiring. The average person can't think about retiring. Because the average 401k right now is about $138,000, I believe, is the average 401k. And which that number is skewed because you got to factor in, you got $1 million earners that's factored into that. You got NBA players who are paying into their 401k that's factored into that. NFL players, baseball players, hockey players, all these people who are factored into that. So that number is actually skewed. I want to say if you remove these $1 million earners, $500,000 earners, all these people that are CEOs that have jobs and pouring into these 401k, I'm willing to bet that the average retirement statement, if you remove those people, is roughly $77,000. And how do I know that's true? Because I've seen so far this year, and we in October, right? The biggest retirement portfolio I saw this year is about 800 and something thousand. And guess what? She's a doctor. She's been a doctor for donkey years, like 30 plus years, right? But on the average, the most I've seen is 80,000, 70 something thousand, 50,000. And these are people well above 50 years old. People in 57, 58, 60, right? But then they'll look at you and say, well, I own my house. Well, you don't own that house because you're still paying a mortgage. You're still paying a mortgage. I shared a story the other day on one of my platforms about a client of mine. Well, she's about to be a client now. The husband recently died February of this year. Okay, the husband was a big-time realtor that had a massive agency at one point in time. Been in the industry now for almost 40 years. And the man died without having any life insurance. And they still have multiple mortgages that's open. He left the wife with $2 million in debt. $2 million in debt. And the wife was sitting there crying as I was interviewing her and asking questions and things like that. Because she said, I don't know what to do. She can't even afford to get herself a life insurance policy. Her kids will have to buy it for her because the struggle of trying to bury their father was real. Now they're going through the struggle of trying to take care of the debts that's left behind after the father passed away. But then they'll turn around and show you this grandiose house that they live in. Right? This is the reason why, if you can see right there, this is the reason why most developers are now building these apartments. Okay? Because they're realizing that people are no longer trying to get into this mortgage game, this mortgage scam, this 30-year mortgage scam that people are getting into where they're paying mortgages. Most people, just so you know, end up dying. No, sorry, I didn't. Most people end up dying with a mortgage. Just so y'all know. Most people are carrying mortgages well into their 70s and 80s. Okay? Most people are carrying mortgages well into their 70s and their 80s. Okay? Sorry guys, I'm walking inside the street trying to make sure I'm safe. They got a fence all across here. And I chose this area for a reason. Okay? This is Boston Street in Baltimore. It's a very nice area. They're building up over here. A lot of people want to live here. It's expensive though, right? So I want to take a moment to have a conversation with you guys because, and I remember telling people that they don't need to be buying these houses right now. They don't need to be buying. It's 6% plus interest rate. That in itself, forget the price of the house for a second. The 6% interest rate in itself is highway robbery. Okay, the amount of money these lenders are about to make off of you, you're literally the new world slave. That's literally what's going on right now. Just in case you didn't know. Just in case you didn't know. Okay? They are about to break you financially. This let me and I don't know why people haven't done more topic or more talks on this, right? Because I personally believe the reason, if for example, the baby boomers, right? The baby boomers are the ones that own majority of the assets right now in America. They're the ones that have the big retirement right now, right? I believe last year they said there was a record annuity sale last year. I believe it was $436 billion. Majority of those came from 401k rollovers, wealth transfer, stuff like that. And those are baby boomers. Now, why is that important? Because the houses wasn't as high when these baby boomers were growing up as it is right now. So now you take high price homes and you tackle on high interest rate. You are asking for a disaster. You are asking for a emotional damage and a physical damage is what you're asking for here. Okay? And people yet are still buying these homes. Some people, I feel bad for them because they took advice from their realtors saying, oh, the rates will go down. Don't worry. Let me tell you something about me. And I guess it might be the Scorpio inside of me. Who knows? It's a couple of things that I learned over the years. I'm going to give you an example. When gas prices years ago, 20 plus years ago, started going up, I said to myself, as long as people keep buying these gas, they will never, ever, ever, ever take it back down ever again. When gas went up from $1.99 to $2.99 and people were still pumping, I said they will never, ever, ever take it back to $1.99 again. When gas went to $3.99 and people kept on buying, I said they will never, ever, 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 ever take it back down again. Then gas went up to $4 and some change, and people still kept on buying. Let me tell you something that I realized. They will always do test runs on you. They will always do test runs. And the test run is, let's see how far we can push them. Let's see how far we can go with this. So when the rates went up from 2.5 to 3% and people kept on buying, I knew they would never, ever, ever go back again. When it went from 3 point something to 4 something, I knew they would never, ever, ever go back again. When it went from 4 something to 5 something and people were still buying, I'm like, yo, these people are nuts, right? I knew it would never, ever go back again. And now it's at 6, okay? And you got your realtors telling you, oh, it will go down. Just bite the bullet for a year. Pay that hefty mortgage. Look at this wonderful house you bought. Congratulations. You are part of the American dream. No, they lied. You have now become part of the American nightmare. Okay? Because you will work for that house most likely until you die. But then, if you didn't die and you happen to pay that house off, you're going to wish you died because you didn't have any money saved up to live off of. And now you are struggling on this planet. On this planet. Now, as I'm saying this, I will always reiterate, I am not against home ownership. I am not against home ownership. What I do want us to start doing is being a little bit smart with our finances. As a matter of fact, I'm even venturing to say right now, I think we need to start working as a team again. I don't believe you should buy a house in this day and age if you truly want to, unless you are married. I'm sorry. And I mean married with a purpose, which means you both are working together. You both have a plan for the greater good, is what I mean. You understand? Because two income can do damage. One income in America, with the cost of living, you're probably going to be struggling. Two people can pay off a house 15 years early. I'm telling you that right now. Two smart people who work together can pay. As a matter of fact, as I'm preaching to you, I'm gonna let you guys know right now, I am taking applications. I am taking applications. Okay? Because even people who are making multi six figures are having a hard time. So yes, I am taking applications. I'm saying that right now. I do have qualifications though. Qualification is you must make at least $100K a year. Qualification is you must be financially disciplined. Okay? Qualification is you're not a spender. Okay? Okay? You're fiscally responsible. Okay? Because if you are in my field and you see what I see every single day, it's getting scary out here. It's to the point where every day I wake up and trying to figure out what I can cut. Every day I wake up, I'm trying to figure out what I can cut. What bills gotta go? I got rid of one car note. I got two left. And I gotta figure out a way to pay those off as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Okay? I got credit cards. I gotta figure out, I cut up two of them already. It's paid off. I cut them up. They do not exist in my world. Okay? But I'm telling you right now, with the way things are, with the cost of living, there is gonna be, let me tell you something. And a lot of y'all don't know how real this is. I do. You know why? I'm in 300 plus homes a year. I see financial statements almost every day. Almost every day. Okay? And it is now October. And out of all the financial statements I saw so far for the year, only one person has roughly a little bit under 1 million. And she believes it's not going to be enough. And she's 100% right. Because based on her lifestyle, based on the fact that she lives in the DMV, it's probably not going to be enough. Or she just have to decrease her lifestyle dramatically. I'm talking about this woman make about 150K a year. She's going to have to, for that little, not little, it is a lot, but for that 800 and something K that she has, she may have to be pulling an income of $40,000 a year. So you're going from 150K to living at $40,000 a year, and you still got a mortgage. I'm telling y'all right now, all of y'all going out here want to live the single life and want to do it by yourself. You know, this is the reason why if we implement the mindset of sports, this is the reason why a team that's aligned, let's use basketball. when you got 5 players who are aligned, who are working together, and not one person trying to beat up that guy or that girl, they end up winning championships. They end up winning championships. Okay? But when you have a player who wants to be the guy, the girl, they're not a team player, they want to work by themselves, you end up having losing seasons. Okay? You end up being under 500. Okay? Let me tell you guys something. It's just a thought that I want you guys to consider today. Okay? Because a lot of y'all don't know how real this is. You know, I tell people to get their financial professional license just because. It's not easy to get, but if you can, get it just because. And sit down with people just because. And go over financial analysis. You will be terrified. When you look at a person who say, oh, I'm 60-something years old and I got 80 grand in my 401k. How much can I get from that a year? And that thing pulls up and tells you, if you want this money to last you until you're like 90, maybe $280 a month. You will be terrified. Do you hear me? I tell my agents the same thing. You guys are not doing enough appointments. You're not seeing enough people. That's why you're comfortable. Because you're not scared yet. Okay? I wake up every single day. And I don't want to use the word scared. But I wake up every single day with a purpose. Okay? Every single day I wake up and trying to figure out who I can help and how I can accumulate more money for my retirement savings. Every day I wake up and I'm trying to figure out what I can get rid of. Okay? The other day I went to Whole Foods and bought bags of groceries. Why? So I can cook in the house. I'm not spending. Listen, when I took out my receipts, right, and I did this with my financial advisor, right, and everyone should have one, okay. I don't care if you are in the financial service field, okay. You need somebody who's gonna hold you accountable, right? I was spending roughly about $800 a month eating out. That's almost 10 grand a year eating out. That's crazy. That's crazy. And the more I think about it, I'm thinking I probably wasn't 100% honest with her, because when I go out of town, I usually eat at nice restaurants too. So I know those are not factored in there. So at the end of the day, you are either going to make a move or life is going to show you that you should have made a move. Either one. And I know this because I deal with people every single day who are going through, who can't retire, who know they're going to have to work until they are in their 80s. And who wants to do that? So, as we're going into 2026, I'm hearing people still talking about, yeah, I'm trying to get my credit straight so I can buy my house. I would say, listen, yes, get your credit straight, okay? But don't put nothing on credit anymore, okay? Save and buy your house cash. It sounds hard to do. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's not, because a lot of massive discipline has to be involved in this, right? Or either, if you're gonna buy it, save for the next 3 to 5 years, put half of whatever that property is down, right? And then get into the house and look to pay it off 5 years later. Listen, um, it's starting to pick up in the rain a little bit, and I just hope this message resonates well with somebody. Okay? I hope this message resonates well. I hope this message resonates well with somebody. I didn't want this to be a long one, but when I saw that article, I'm like, okay, I gotta share this with my peoples, because I've been saying this now for the past 4 years or so, and I knew this was coming down the pike, because I'm like, especially most of these people who are single and buying these homes at $3,800 a month, $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month. I'm like, yo, that means you literally cannot afford one bad incident. You can't afford any mechanical issue on your car. You can't afford anything bad to happen at their house. You can't afford any of your parents to call you and have a need or something. You can't do it. To be getting that kind of money every single month for a mortgage, because one bad move and 2 months behind on mortgage payment, that's $10,000. 3 months, that's $15,000. You might as well give them the keys. You might as well give them the keys and have them come get it. It's getting rough out here for a lot of people. And I'm gonna go back and say it again, because you know, my mom is funny. My mom is funny, right? And she's been saying this to me for years, right? And I'm starting to think that maybe this woman is right. Because she said, Maxie, just pick one. Just pick one, because you get older. You want to start saving money. You know what I'm saying? You handling everything by yourself. You know, how can you save and live well and not stress yourself out? Just pick one. I'm going to give you the same advice. Just pick one. Find yourself a mate that meets your qualification, that you can get along with, that obviously that you're both loving on each other, you both love each other equally. You know, this love is there sincerely, of course. But this whole want to do it myself thing, I don't know how long that's going to last. Not unless you're okay with working till you die. Then that's on you. Not unless you're okay with working till you die. Then that's on you. Okay? But listen, man, I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed rest of your day. Talk to y'all soon.